Have you ever noticed that the individuals who exert the most effort to be liked are almost always the least respected? In our current landscape, we are surrounded by people oversharing, broadcasting for attention, and exhausting themselves to prove their personal worth to a digital audience. This strategy is self-defeating. That level of visible effort signals a lack of internal stability, which instinctively pushes other people away. Compare that to the archetype of the detached individual, the person who sits comfortably in their own silence, requiring nothing from the room. They become the natural focus of attention without ever asking for it. True power is quiet. It functions through presence, not through a plea to be seen or validated. When you chase validation, you emit a subconscious frequency of doubt. This signal acts as a social repellent, telling everyone around you that you don't yet trust your own value. A lack of social presence often stems from a single habit, the compulsion to explain and justify every choice you make. Carl Jung observed that this constant need to justify your emotions to others is actually a form of self-neglect. Jung believed that when we over-explain, we are often repeating a pattern from childhood. If your feelings only mattered when an adult approved of them, you grow up treating every interaction as a request for permission to exist. Tying the value of your internal world to someone else's understanding is a form of social submission. You are effectively handing them the keys to your self-worth. Other people sense this power leak. They detect that you are waiting for their okay to be valid, and they instinctively lose interest. Abandoning your own truth just to be accepted by the group is the exact mechanism that destroys your social weight. The strategic reversal to this submission is emotional detachment, a concept refined by Machiavelli. This doesn't mean becoming an isolated robot. It describes a state where you feel your emotions fully, but are never owned or controlled by them. Instead of reacting to every impulse, you treat emotion as a strategic data point, shifting from being the hunted to the hunter in your interactions. People gravitate toward those who do not need them. When you stop seeking affection or approval, others start eagerly providing it. By remaining the eye of the storm, you create a field of psychological gravity that forces the chaos of others to orbit around your calm authority. You can see this in action when you're provoked. If you respond with a calm, unreadable stare instead of an immediate reaction, the silence forces the other person to confront themselves. The manipulator will naturally attempt to fill that void with nervous talk, projecting their own insecurities and handing you complete control of the situation. Presence is an invisible energy that redefines a room the moment you enter it. While most people scan the room for signs of acceptance, a dominant presence enters with the assumption of absolute ownership. This is reflected in the physical body. Your movements are slow, deliberate, and economical, showing that you are not being rushed by the expectations of others. In this state, your silence functions as a powerful affirmation of your right to exist without justification. True magnetism is the result of the discipline to starve your need for external validation. When you stop asking the world for respect, it finally has no choice but to give it to you.